life's transitions, right? So the transition that you mentioned is someone who already retired, and now the transition is, okay, what next, right? For me, see, I redefine words all the time, and I have people redefine them for themselves. Significance could be that you are in someone else's life doing something for them that is amazingly powerful. And I'll give you a quick example. Many years ago, I worked with someone who had incredibly challenging health condition, one that made it impossible for this person to really leave home for any length of time. They just had one symptom after another. And after a while, the fear of, like, if I go out, this is all going to happen, then created even more symptoms. And so they did all of the testing and all of the medications, and everything ruled in and it ruled out. And so I was called in to talk about nutrition, because it must be that I'm eating the wrong things. And so in working with this person and hearing what they had to say, already retired, not feeling like they're able to do anything, grandchildren even moved away, friends were passing, there just didn't seem to be any joy or spark. And we talked about contribution. It's like, well, I have no way to contribute. And so through conversation, I said, what is it that you like to do? Take all that out. Let's just take it out. What do you like to do? Well, I acted and I did plays and I love to read and, very, very into the arts, love paintings and art and all of these amazing things. And I said, so I know you don't want to leave too far from home. And I know that there's someone very close here that isn't able to leave home. What if you could read to them? What if you could just take your theatrical voice and read to this one person? And then if you have to excuse yourself to go home because you feel like things are flaring up, you could finish that page or that chapter and say, okay, hang on. We're going to, it's a page turner. I'll be back. And I have to tell you, Sabrina, that one act for this person opened up the possibility of what could be. And they took it to a whole other level. It was just taking a step to think, what is it that I love to do and inspires me? So the contribution for her was that one person. It doesn't have to be that you speak to the masses, and which is wonderful. It's just what feeds your soul. And when I asked her what brings you joy, she broke down in tears because she couldn't think of one thing. And I said, so let's tap into one thing that could bring you joy. Let's tap into one thing that could inspire you. And she started painting. She started drawing. And even though it was by herself, it just brought her joy. So what I would say is, again, it's the same exploration that we learn as we're younger. This didn't work. This program didn't work. This job didn't work. Let's move. Let's do this. Let's shift. We can do the same in our older years. It can be different because we've got life experience behind us. And I would just say tap into joy and experience and creativity and go, again, what is it that over this next week would be fun, or over this next month, or what could I do one fun thing today? And that will lead to the next thing.
Great advice. What a cool story.
It was, and what it taught me was, again, my visual mind was saying, look at all she's putting in. She's taking in that I'm not worthy. She's taking in that I'm alone. She's taking in that I've got this illness that's creating a real significant challenge. And we never minimized that because it was a significant challenge. So it was, I use word both and all the time. We want you to be inspired and enjoy, and we want to be mindful of this challenge. So how do we navigate both those waters? And it didn't come immediately. I mean, there was like, I've already done this and this didn't work. And, I'm so frustrated. And once you get below that and you keep taking a breath and kind of realize that, what is it that I can visualize? Then you can move in that direction. And when you start to smile, when you think about it, I'd say you're on the right track.
This is so interesting.